Hello, my name is Trenton Steers, and today I would like to talk about how important freedom of speech is to maintain. First, I would like to clarify that freedom of speech shouldn't include death threats, leaking private information like addresses, age, and financial records, criminal incitement, or directly causing criminal activity based on your words is not included in the First Amendment and is also against the law. Due to it being so important in the US, it makes sense why whistleblowers are so controversial. Free speech is fundamental to producing new and innovative ideas that can benefit us all. It gets tricky though when you start banning forms of speech because of how fast it can go sideways. Freedom of speech for the USA is pivotal in its society and is listed in the Bill of Rights that originally came with the country. It's valued among the top rights in the US, including freedom of religion and freedom of the press. Free speech is quite the hot topic right now due to cancel culture, but it's been on people's minds for a few years now. Over the last couple of years, a number of people's mindsets have been changed from ignoring speeches they don't like TV shows, speech on the internet, YouTube channels, and other forms of social media. Silencing people's voices online only leads to a more aggressive and on-edge society. In some cases, recently, people have lost access to online payments such as PayPal and other sources. There are some people who've been banned from almost all social media platforms, and then when an alternative came around, it was taken down by the main server and was told to create its own so it could operate, effectively shut down forever. Freedom of speech can help protect us against the government trying to cover things up, like in 2013 when Edward Snowden released close to 10,000 documents from the US government. These documents held a variety of different information, some of which seemed worse than others, but the US has been spying on many other countries along with its own citizens. They were accessing backdoors at Facebook and Google, along with others, using a program called PRISM. He also revealed that the USA's NSA had been working with a British counterpart called GCHQ, exchanging information between the two groups. Another example of this is when Julian Assange and Chelsea Manning, who was previously Bradley Manning, released hundreds of thousands of emails and other documents that made the government and some people look really bad. In my opinion, these people did nothing with ill intent. I do want to say, while Assange and WikiLeaks released information exposing the US covering up deaths and war, they also released information exposing US whistleblowers, which left them vulnerable to be killed in the intense, war-torn countries they're from. Freedom of speech is really important when it comes to innovation. It allows for a free flow of unique ideas which otherwise would be limited. We can break it down a bit further. If free speech was eliminated, it would really restrict the flow of ideas to a certain way of thinking. This, on its own, isn't necessarily a bad thing if the people in charge of what's being taught are focused on improving society. However, this is rare, as more than likely corrupt officials would be appointed who do not want to put the extra effort in to make a difference. They place limitations on the flow of speech. It really harms the potential things that can come out of it. For example, if our government forced us to think a certain way and wouldn't allow collaboration with other countries, we would never have seen projects like the International Space Station, the Human Genome Project, the Millennium Seed Bank Partnership, or nuclear fusion. Free speech, for all the good it can do, is a double-edged sword that cuts both ways. It stands as a shield so people cannot have their voices silenced, but cowards who spew vile words from behind it as well. They can rally people to their cause, which in turn can lead to violence and other hateful actions that are not beneficial to society. To quote Alfred Whitney Griswold, "The only sure weapon against bad ideas is better ideas." I wholeheartedly stand behind this, but with that said, most dictators don't limit their citizens' voices until they've already taken power. So it's really complicated choosing the best way to stop corrupt-minded people from gaining power. In conclusion, I hope that you understand that death threats, criminal incitement, and leaking private info are not protected under free speech. In the US, free speech is commonly held as one of our most standout rights, and this is a big part why whistleblowers like Edward Snowden and Julian Assange are so controversial. Freedom of speech is extremely important, and everyone needs to do what they can, whether that's participate in local, state, or national elections, or standing up against unjust laws and rules that limit it. Thank you. That's all.